Hello, good morning viewers, and welcome to what I'm hoping will be a new series of live stream events that will be able to analyze the markets, give you trade ideas, give you thoughts to go away and investigate further some of the analysis that I have been doing and incorporate that into your training. Now, this session is about 3 stocks I'd like to buy and 3 I'd like to sell right now. How have I come up with those stocks? Well, I've analysed them fundamentally, technically, using some sentiment, come up with a short list, and I've narrowed that down. And they can come from anywhere around the world. They're going to be from areas that I can access and actually trade. So we're talking the US, mainland Europe, UK, China, Hong Kong, Australia, pretty much from that batch. Sometimes a few South African stocks in there as well. So that's quite a big sphere of stocks to filter, but I've got it all automated and I've drawn down, like I said, 3 of each, 3 to buy, 3 to sell. As a risk warning, that's not a indication for you to go and buy or sell them straight away. Do your own due diligence. These are just ideas to get you started. Now we're going to dive into the charts, and first up on the buy side, let's bring up the charts, and we've got Rolls-Royce, a UK engineering company specializing in the sort of aerospace defense sector. This I'm going to for every session I'm going to use on this 3 and 3 stocks. I'm going to use a longer term view, sort of Heikin-Ashi chart, and a shorter term Renko chart. So we're going to start in the longer term. It's a weekly chart, Rolls-Royce, nothing to do with the car, so forget that idea. It's all about engineering and aerospace. And as you can see, we go back to 2016, so some long-term history there. Kept the chart quite clean and simple. We got volume at price over on the right. We've got an awesome oscillator underneath and some Fibonacci key lines. You can see that the stock hit a low in sort of September 2020, around about the 40 mark. And then from there, it sort of got itself back up to sort of this sort of area here, which we're talking 120, and we're talking pennies here. This is in pounds and pence, and really it's been a sideways sort of drift for a long time, but come the sort of spring of this year, it's been up and pushing on much higher, reaching highs more recently around the 200 zone, which sort of ties in with this sort of breakdown area that we saw previously. Still the momentum slowed down the last week or so, but if we can push on up there, then we've got 300 and back to those highs at nearly 400. So, it's been a good recovery. Let's look at that in terms of percentage gains from the low of September time. Well, we put in 175, 180% since then. So it's been a pretty good recovery there. So diving into the Renko chart, it's a shorter term look. Block size 1.5 on here. What have we got on the chart? The same volume at price. Awesome oscillator, Darvas box breakout setup, also useful for support and resistance, and we got some Fibonacci lines on there as well. Now again, getting back to that drawing tool, bring your attention to this sort of sideways range, which we talked about, March 23 through to July, and then it broke on up, and also going back, we can see from the start of this year it really pushed on high, and that's where I started the Fibonacci's from for this analysis. You can see the volume at price heavily over here at this sideways range around the 150 zone. looking to break those highs, like we said, at 200. Shorter term target, it's, I would say, more likely sort of 240, 250 for Rolls-Royce. So Rolls-Royce looking pretty decent. So what about my second? Well, before actually I go on, Rolls-Royce, you can actually trade this. Obviously, it's a UK stock, but you can also trade it from America as an ADR. So just Google the ticker for that, and you can be able to trade them there from the States as well. So let's move on to our next stock, which is a company, it's a US company called Celsius Holdings. Who are they? Let's take that back to the other chart as well, the longer term one. Let's see what they've been doing. Who are they? Well, they are a consumer packaged goods company, all around drinks and supplements. They actually offering a healthy option to that world with, like I said, supplement type based ingredients and that sort of thing. And they've been doing particularly well, as you can see. 2020, they really, started to tear up what they've been doing. Let's just actually reverse that the other way from the high to low. Let's get some ideas, some long-term objectives down to those lows. We're probably talking then, if they can keep on pushing up, and it has been a fast up run, so maybe the momentum might slow, but we could be talking 230, 240 as potential upside. The awesome oscillator pointing bullish at the moment, but notice the volume at price over here on the right. If it does slip down from here, I think the key support area is at 92, sort of 90 zone. A lot of volume. You can often see with this sort of pattern, that arch there is often a sign that the price could slip. If it breaks, well, we've got this, got a bit of volume here at 150, so goes under that, it's fast down to the early 90s. So that's looking at the longer term view, but like I said, the trend very nice. Short term wise, then again, it's a similar type of picture, all looking very healthy. We've broken up from the early part of May, and we've put in, let's see what sort of return we've put in since that break up through the Darvas box. We've got 40-50%, all very nice. Again, with the volume at price, we've got a not a quiet growth period. We always like to look for more consistent volume here. We've got a sort of stalling point here around 150, but most of the volume is sitting in that range there, 110 to 80, so a pullback zone that also fits in between the Darvas box. And you're looking for stop wise for the trade, maybe the other side of the Darvas box there. And momentum, like I said, was just starting to slow down. As you can see here, we've got the awesome oscillator just pointing down a bit in the short term, so maybe a buy the dip opportunity possibly here. What about potential targets? Let's get the Fibonacci's on here. Let's take it from that low sort of period in early 2022. I like to use this guy here, trend-based Fibonacci fib extension. So we draw on the trend, we pull it back like that. What have we got target wise in the short term? Well, we've got probably up to 220 as a shorter term potential target. So that is Celsius Holdings. And my final bullish stock is ticker PAA, and that's Plains All American Pipeline. Now, with the energy sector warming up once again, this is probably one of the better stocks in that sector. They focus on natural gas and crude in the US and Canada. And as you can see, pen out, there's been a bit of a recovery in there since February 20. Not that dramatic compared to the other charts that we've seen, but I still think it's got good value, especially if that energy sector picks up. Let's draw a quick Fibonacci set up there from that high and low, and you can see actually it's getting caught up in this resistance 38.2 percentage line, key one. which is at the bottom of this dip in the volume. So this is a key sort of support area there for the price. It's going to have to break on up, but I think it could be quite a quick move back up to that 61.8 if it does, around $22. You can see that's where all of this price action was there on the left back in 2018 to 2020. Now focusing on the Renko charts, what have we got? Let's have a look. We've got a block size of 0.1. Let's draw on our potential targets using the trend-based extension. Lows there around about $11 in March of 23. There's the high, which we're currently holding at. In terms of upsides, what are we talking? It's about $16 by the looks of that to the next one, and then up there into the 17 mark. The awesome oscillator at the bottom pointing green. We've broken out of the Darvas box, which was around the $14 mark, pushed on up to, like I said, those highs. We've got a lot of volume at the bottom of that Darvas box, so stop wise maybe, or you be careful of the Fibonacci line there, so maybe you're being more conservative, $12-13 possibly as a stop, or you could even be more aggressive and put that stop in under there, around about 13.5, which is the 61.8% Fibonacci line as well. So Plains All American, a promising energy stock. So let's now turn ourselves to the downside, and we're going to start with a company you've probably all heard of, and that is PayPal. Now, whether you agree or disagree with it, my scan has come up with these guys as a weak link at the moment, and the longer term chart you would say doesn't look particularly promising either, not from those highs back, or we're talking $300 around here. We had that double top there, and then it's just crashed on down. So in terms of price fall, let's just measure that to where it is today. That's 82% fall in the price. In terms of volume, not a lot down that side all the way to where we've now got a bulk of the volume. As you can see, it's big tail over there, big tail over here, and it's not looking that great. Fibonacci wise, well, it's going to be a hard one to measure because of the big change in the prices, but we've got the low sort of down here. Excuse me, let's just get that right. Low down here up to those highs, and really it's into this no man's land gap. You've probably got this first one here at those lows at $34, and then under that, well, it's all the way down to zero. And they're getting squeezed a bit by Apple as well in their payment systems. They're not having a great time, but actually in terms of revenue and the fundamentals, it's not doing that bad. So it's a tricky one, PayPal. You can see the charts, technically it doesn't look good. Fundamentals not so bad, but competition wise, are they progressive enough as a corporation? Well, we'll see, but let's focus in on some short-term price action with them. It's time to ticker PYPL, and as you can see, it's looking all a bit bearish. Trend down. We've broken out below the Darvas box, but actually just heading back in, so maybe getting a bit more neutral there. Let's draw the Fibonacci's for potential downside. Shorter targets, these will be better than the longer term ones, a bit easier to see. And let's go from that high there to the low, pull that back. We're talking downside wise, $50 potentially there, and 45 to the downside. As you see, no volume there for the last year and a half, so it's new territory down there. Pullback wise, early 70s maybe, but then you're getting into the Darvas box. In terms of stops, well, maybe use the Fibonacci lines for potential areas, mid 60s, mid-70s possibly. So at the moment, PayPal not looking that great. So let's move on to our next potential short trade, one to sell. Now, if you want to trade the options market, then buy and put options are a way to go short on a trade if you can't actually trade the underlying stock short. Now we're going to head into China. JD.com. Now these are an internet commerce company. I suppose household goods, electronic products, logistics, that sort of thing. As you can see, again, a company that was doing particularly well, but has since really struggled. I've already drawn on sort of price behavior. It's been in this nice channel, heading into all this volume down here at the bottom. It's been not too bad the last few months, but it's hitting resistance around that $39-40 mark. You can see there. Go to the left, there's a lot of trading noise through all that region as well. Target wise to the downside, it's back down into here to the early 18s, and let's head into the Renko charts. What have we got? Block size 0.4. Again, we've just broken out of the Darvas setup. Awesome oscillator all trending down. Let's get on some Fibonacci's for some short-term targets. Let's pick on that high area around here. Let's go there. Looking like it's trading just about lows. Well, actually, the lows were back here in May, but we'll drag that over to there. Put that there. So what have we got in terms of targets? Well, breaks here down into that 23. Mid to $20 zone. No volume again there, so new territory for the time we've got on the chart here. As you can see, most of the volume has been stuck in this 45 to, let's call it $30 range all through here. So again, trend, variables, technicals, all looking down, not a great one. And finally, our last stock is ticker AA. It's Alcoa, global mining company, specializing in aluminium. And we're going to go and have a longer term look first up. Here they are. You can see this nice pattern that's building out. Look at that, almost head and shoulders like pattern there. Neckline maybe going through here. It's not a great sign. We've always got a double shoulder or a double top on that side. Again, giving us a warning flag for the price maybe to come back towards the control area in terms of volume, which is around about $20-21. Fibonacci wise, let's draw that on. Highs to lows. There, lows down in March of 20, about $4.5-5. So you can see it can go a lot lower from where it is at the moment, which is about $30. Key areas, there you've got this Fibonacci here at $25, and then the point of control around $20. A bit more price action happening there, and then it breaks on down, like I said, towards those lows, $5-6. So that's not a healthy looking chart pattern for Alcoa. And we go on to the Fibonacci's, block size 0.35. Let's get the Fibonacci's on. There's the high back in March of 23, about $55. Downside potential targets. Let's have a look. Then we've got $28 down to 21 if it breaks that $28, and then down into the late teens, $17-18. Again, a lot of volume around the mid-30 sort of area. We've got that breakout under the Darvas box as well, trend down, awesome oscillator down. So looking pretty weak for Alcoa at the moment. So there you go. 6 stocks, 3 to potentially buy, 3 to potentially short. That's this week's analysis there. Now, I'm going to be producing a lot more of these if we get the following the interest to do so. Tomorrow, we've got a look at WTI crude oil, fundamentals, technical sentiment, a bit more detail there. And as you see, if you just subscribe and hit that bell notification button, you'll get updates of when we're going to be launching these live streams. Hopefully, like I say, a lot more regularly than we have done in the past to bring you that timely price action and information to your desk straight away. Now, if you want to trade those stocks, then you could do no worse than heading to Blueberry Markets. That's what I use for my IGOX copy trading service, CFD provider. Very good company to broker to use. Now we've also, if I just show you, let's have a look at this. We go back to there. Got competition running at the moment with them in conjunction with Blueberry. If you open an account, put $100 in, trade once, and you're in the draw to win an Apple Watch Ultra, $500, a one-to-one session with me, and a signed copy of my book. So a good first prize there for you. Like I said, a good broker, and I use them. I've got a review of them on the channel as well that you can also check out. But really, that's the end of today's session live stream. Hope you found it useful. 3 to buy, 3 to sell, possibly. Like I said, do your due diligence before trading them. Do your own research, risk management, fit them into your trading plan, and then if they tick all your boxes, then have a think about trading them. Use your CFDs, futures, options. They're all, lots of options, not futures on them, but lots of choices for you to trade and get a point of view perspective on those stocks. Well, thanks for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow for our oil analysis, and good luck with the trading.